Well, how's it going, everybody, and welcome back to this episode of Uncut. Before we hop into 2.5 hours of unfiltered fishing, I have to say that we are still doing our Bass for Beckers Boat and Trip With Me giveaway. Now, if you're not sure what that is, you haven't heard of it before, I'm partnering with, and I have the past few years, a nonprofit organization called Bass for Beckers, which raises money for muscular dystrophy research and to send kids with MD to camps specifically designed for them so they can feel loved and included. And I am very passionate about raising money for MD, and so because of that, in the month of September, if you buy a raffle ticket, not only are you entered into winning a 2021 Skeeter FXR 20 bass boat. It's like an $85,000 bass boat, fully rigged, basically the same boat that I'm sitting on right now. Buying a raffle ticket enters you into winning that boat, but also enters you into winning a fully expenses paid fishing trip with me. We'll fly you anywhere around the country to come fishing with me. Like I said, all expense paid, rental car, hotel, everything like that. Because I know that a lot of you guys have asked how you can fish with me. This is your chance. Like I said, they're a nonprofit, which means they're fully tax deductible. So if you need a tax write-off for your business or your personal finances, please check out the link in the video description below. We raised $49,000 last September. We're trying to beat that and raise $50,000. And I think we're at $25,000 or $26,000 right now, which is halfway there, but we're more than halfway through the month. So please consider, if you have anything, any money, just buy 1, 2, 5, 10 raffle tickets. Anything is appreciated. And of course, you are entered into a chance to not only win a free bass boat, but also a fishing trip with yours truly. So I say we get the rods out. As you can tell, I have my Infinite Outdoors hoodie on. It is fall here in Texas. Really, we just had our first cold front. It's like 55 outside, which means the fishing today could be either amazing with fish moving up shallow to get ready for the fall, or it could be absolutely horrendous with lakes turning over, water temperatures in the shallows getting too cold, way colder than it is out deep. I have no clue what today is going to bring, but we're going to bring you guys along for the entire journey, completely uncut from here on out. So let's hop on the water. We going? We're recording? Yes, we are. Bada bing, bada boom. True, it must be shallow. Nope, it's not. Trolling motor on. All right, folks, so conditions we are faced with today. First cold front of the year. It'll probably get too hot by the end of this video and I'll have my shirt and pants off. Water temperature, though, is, let me check back here, 78.7, which is definitely colder. It's definitely dropped a few degrees. It's probably dropped a good 7 or 8 degrees in this little cold front we had here. The wind was blowing the past 2 days, of course, blowing the cold front in. And today we're going to have to deal with a little bit of wind, which is why I have this little windshield on my camera. It is classic early fall here in Texas. So that means the fish should be abandoning their deep water areas, or at least starting to separate, definitely feeding hard on bait fish and moving up to those main lake points shallower before they move into the creeks to chase the shad back in the creeks. Brand new lake for me today. I don't know why I keep doing these uncuts on brand new lakes, but that's how I do. So I don't really know much about this lake besides the fact that it's relatively small. Seems like it's got some shoreline vegetation here. I have heard it's got some big ones in it. Air temperature, I think like I said, we're dealing with about 55 degrees. And so due to not knowing much about this lake, I'm just gonna focus on main lake points here early this morning. And then if I don't get any bites, or if I do, I'll adjust my pattern from there. I've got a buzz bait on right now, and actually I think it's pretty dang shallow here. Yeah, it is. Trimming up right there. When I move my way a little bit deeper, I'm kicking up mud. That's the problem about fishing a brand new lake early in the morning, is that I can't see anything I'm doing. Or I can't see if the water's, shallow, too shallow to be fishing or whatnot. I usually end up wasting some time on these uncut videos here, or not the uncut, on the early morning stuff. Water, what do you call it? Depth looks about right. I don't know. It could be low. Again, I don't know what this lake is like, so we just have shoreline vegetation. I was hoping to see more cattails in the water, but like the other lake I did the uncut on, this one also seems to be relatively low water now that I look at it. But buzzbait, to me, I really only pick up the buzzbait in the fall. I have not figured out a good time the rest of the year to throw a buzzbait. I know there are good times, but for me, the fall's when I pick it up, especially a white buzzbait on sunny days and a black buzzbait on cloudy days. If fish are feeding on shad and they're angry, a buzzbait will get the job done. And I'm seeing, like, there's bait fish busting right here, so we're in an area that's got bait fish. Buzzbait, buzzbait, buzzbait. Only one other boat out here this morning. Pretty calm morning here. What are we dealing with here? Yeah, it's stinking shallow. Okay. My rod tip can touch without even bending down. Ooh, and it is bright. I apologize, folks, for the bad lighting we're gonna have to inevitably deal with. I'm hoping it gets a little bit deeper around here, but again, I don't know because I have never been here. I also can't tell what I'm seeing on that side, if that's the dam or just rock retaining wall for the fun of it. I don't know what I'm looking at, but I do know that's in the shade. And even though it's a cold front, I still think bass are gonna relate to the shade better and wanna chase that shade. Okay, we must be really shallow because there's lily pads to my left. Some of the most vicious bites I've ever gotten have been on a buzzbait along a reed line. Because the fish that want it. Oh gosh, we are stuck in grass. Okay. Grass or mud? Both. Okay, guess we can't get that shallow. Lesson learned. Bad cast. I'm gonna pick up the frog for a second. I can actually pinpoint little holes with this. Not with that kind of cast. Not with that kind of cast, I can't. How's the chest mount looking? We're looking okay. It could be cleaned a little bit, I think. Okie doke. Again, I think it's about time that we head to the other side, because it's really shallow over here and I don't like the sunlight hitting it directly so far. There comes a point in the fall when you actually want the sunlight, warming up the water, but not this time of the fall. This is early fall. I think it's technically still summer, like if you were to look at the calendar. I'm not sure. I had some people tell me in my last Uncut, which by the way, if you missed it, I'll leave it linked in the video description below, as well as a few of my other Uncuts that I've done. They were surprised that I could talk for 2.5 hours. That's just how I roll. My brain usually never turns off. Never run out of things to say. And if I do, I start singing. And I sing what someone else said. Okay, I gotta tilt my chest mount down a little more. Gosh, it's like I switched from my 7.6 heavy to my 7.4 medium heavy. And I can't cast for a dang. There we go. Come on, come on. Oh, if that was Minnesota or New York, that would have been a fish. But it's not. We're in Texas. Say, if the bones are good, the rest don't matter. Oh, come on. There we go. I can't wait for the spring. Spring is fun. Spring is way more fun. Okay, yep. We are shallow. I'm just gonna buzz us up to this lily pad field up here, and then we'll get going to another area. I think we've also got some gunk on our trolling motor. There we go. Why is my old Trex making noises? I hate to keep complaining about my old Trex, but just not the biggest fan. Because it's not too deep to be hitting, or too shallow. We're in deeper water now, but it's loud as heck. I'm wondering if like a cold front like this, the first one of the year, if this kind of wigs the shallow bass out, like they're not used to the rapid water change. That could be. A lot of the time I present myself as the expert on a subject. And I would say a lot of the time. Some of the time I do. With this time of the year, I'm not. Fall is really not my gig. Really trying to learn it. I think fall is... Oh, I just had a bite. Oh, ho, ho, ho. What was that? Looks like a bluegill. Fall is really not a lot of people's gigs. I think that's why people go hunting, because the fall stinks for fishing. But I'm a fisherman, and we're going to teach y'all how to get through this slump. Okay. There's part of me that wants to slowly work a frog through this, and then another huge part of me that wants to just buzzbait the whole thing. So that's what we're going to do. And yes, you can throw a buzzbait through lily pads. And again, once I get my buzzbait past all the pads, quickly reel it back in. No reason to, unless the fish have shown me otherwise, no reason to work my cast all the way back to the boat. So like you'll see here, I get past the last edge and then reel it in. All about efficiency out here, niños and niñas. Rod tip up with the buzzbait so I can keep it as slow as possible while still buzzing. I will have a buzzbait tutorial coming out once I get on a hot buzzbait bite, which who knows when that'll be. Because for you guys, I just don't like to make videos unless I catch a fish in it, personally. There's a few that I've done that do really well that didn't have a fish catch, but if I'm talking about a technique, I really want to show it in action. Just personally. For entertainment reasons. Oh, I didn't even put a timer on. Dang it. Well, after this clip is done, and I restart the clip, I'll put a 2-hour timer on. Nah, I'll scratch that. I'll just start the timer after this clip. I'll start the timer now. Timer is starting right now. 2.5 hours. It is 7:39. We should finish it, whatever, 10, 11 o'clock. 2 hours and 30 minutes. Bada boom. Timer's going. Huzzah! Got a cast. Oh, I got one. Let's go. Hey, a buzzbait fish. That fish ate it so soft. Did not think that was a fish. Hey, let's go. Let's stinking go, baby. Hey, chill. Hey. All right there, folks. Fish number 1 for the challenge. We're running an angler trip, and we're gonna go a ding to mark that catch. Oh, you probably didn't see that. The hat right there, button on my hat, marking that catch. Let's go, fish number 1. I gotta post that one on the gram because I had a rough morning getting here, had some traffic and car accidents, and people need to see on the gram that I got to the lake. Got to the lake and got one on the buzzbait. See you, buddy. Sick nasty, bro. That's a fish. and it's in the pads, which makes me want to slow down and fish them. But also I may just come back and fish like a little swim bait or a little flipping bait around here, because I do want to cover water. Oh gosh, I hate that braided line so easily gets wrapped around the rod tip. And I've found no way around it besides just being more careful and not letting my bait swing. Like, there we go. All right, we got a bass on the buzz bait. That was a very, very soft bite. I did not like how that bite was. That makes me think there are more bass in here. Mucho bass. Oh, there we go. That's how you cast through a backlash right there. I almost didn't set the hook because I thought he missed it. And then it started pulling back a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Started giving me the old yank. Well, you know what? That's not surprising. This is literally the biggest point on the entire lake, is right here. And I just caught a fish on it. So there's your point for you. In the early fall, fish are still going to be on the main lake point for a little bit. Don't immediately go to the back of the creek. The fish are not there yet. The fish will be there. Give it a few weeks, but not right away. You know what? I'm going to work a tiny bit more of this, and then I'm going to hop over to what I think is the dam. I'm not sure, though. Oh, come on. Yeah, I got a stick. Oh, no, I didn't get a stick. I buzzed myself. I got buzzed. For legal reasons, that's a joke. I do not get buzzed. Getting buzzed on a weekday night. I don't actually drink, for many of y'all who are wondering. Just because I don't really see the need for it. My addiction is sweet tea. And it's a bad addiction. I drink too much of it. If the bones are good, the rest don't matter. Okay. All right, we have some deeper reeds here. We are going to throw the frog 100% right here. 100%. Seems like a way better idea. This rod is a little too light for, it works for reeds. It's a 7.4 medium heavy, but I've caught fish on it before in heavy stuff. I'd rather have the 7.4 heavy, but that's okay. I'm not quite as prepared as I could have been. Hey, I think that's the earliest fish in at least, all the public lake uncuts. I've had plenty of fish in the private pond uncuts and such that were much earlier. We do have the only boat in front of us on the lake is in front of us right there, but that guy's fishing a worm really slowly, so I'm not worried that he's been pounding the reeds with a frog. And if I get any bites on the frog, I will be coming back through here later with a punch, maybe a punch rig or just a jig or a flipping creature bait, because the water does look deep enough under there. And now we are into the wind that I talked about. Come on. Taking the whole thing with me, eh? Come on. Get off of there. Oh gosh, that got stuck real good. Okay, we're good. Oh no. Oh, my chest mount just came undone. All right, folks, we're gonna pause the camera for a second. We're back, folks. And we back. And we back. And we, yeah, a popping frog is really not the best for this situation, but you really want a regular frog for reeds. But you know what, folks? I don't care. I don't care one bit what the haters have to say. I like how much water's back here, though. That's for sure. Got a really good little backwater area back there. Oh. Dang it. Can never get good casts over reeds. See if I can flip one in there. Yeah, let's go. That's it. My hook's extra sticky today? No, they're not. All right, there we go. I haven't spoken for like 2 minutes. How about that? How about that? I can be quiet. I found that when I'm frog fishing, I'm usually the quietest. I just, want to be stealthy. Make sure them fish can't hear me, if that means anything. I don't think it does, but you never know. We'll have a really fun uncut coming for you guys from a private lake sometime in the next month. Probably the next uncut after this one. A place that I've been before that's just really, really fun. And then we'll probably do another one later that month, and then one last one to end the year on another private lake. But I try to keep it on public water as much as I can for you guys, so you see the realness of it. And definitely near the end of this uncut, I'm gonna go offshore, because it's possible with the cold weather that some of the fish got pushed back out deep, and with the wind, a crankbait, a deep crankbait bite could be good. So I'm gonna keep them honest. Come on. Dang it. I tell you, man. I tell you. I tell you what the Chinaman said. Come on. Bring it in here. Do 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 do. Whoa, whoa. Anybody else press this north button on your old Trex all the time? I do. And I just learned what it did a few months ago. I had no idea. For those of y'all who don't know, pressing that does not point you due north. It keeps the trolling motor pointed at the direction you last had it. Kind of useful if you're going across a pocket or something and want to use the constant feature, and then you go back and do something else. It's useful in that sense because the wind or waves will not knock you off your course. You just press that north button and then press go. But besides that, it's useless. Okay, I've had enough of this. Had enough of this. We only have 2.5 hours in this challenge, so ain't got no time for lollygagging. I'm going to get the trolling motor up, get this piece of grass off, which does look like, it's not hydrilla, I think it's coontail. I should know that by now. We are gonna grab my life jacket, which should be in here. Yep. I've never been on this lake before, and so I don't know what's down there. So we're gonna life jacket up. This is my Blue Storm auto inflatable life jacket, which means if I fall in the water, it auto inflates. New sponsor to the channel. And if you want to use code TRF, you can save 10% on your life jackets, folks. So go check it out. We're still recording? Oh yeah, baby. And also this lake has no mapping that I can see, so that's why we're using the life jacket, because I don't know where I'm going. All I know is I'm going over to the concrete. Okay, we are to the other side. It does in fact look like the dam to me, so I always like to come off my spots a little early and graph a little bit, so this next 2 minutes or so we're going to be looking at the graph. Perfect. Yeah. All right, check, check, check. So you will notice the lighting is much different, of course, because we chased the shade. We are now in the wind and the shade. And I can leave this on. I can leave my jacket on. It's actually kind of colder over here, so the jacket keeps me warm. How are we looking back there? Looking good? Looking delicious. These jackets are really not that invasive, so if you wanted to fish in your life jacket, you not only are safe, you're not, what do you call it, being bothered by a big old life jacket on you. I see high school kids all the time fishing in their life jackets, mostly to keep them cold, and they don't want to have to keep taking them off during a tournament. And I'm like, bro, just get an auto inflatable. Literally, the only thing hindered is your neck, and it's actually kind of braced for all the action, and almost like football pads. But like everything down here is fully unhindered. It's like a blue Tacoma, California, white magnolia in your hair. Comment below, what does that mean? I think it's blue Tacoma, California, white magnolia in your hand. That's the way the song goes. I think so. I don't know what that means. What's a white magnolia? I almost want to pull out a crankbait for this dam. Honestly, I think I'm going to do that. Because it looks buzzbaitable for sure. But it also kind of looks like a crankbait could work. Yeah, I think I'm going to break out the square bill. How shallow are we? We shallow enough? Yep. Power pull down. Oh, we're really shallow. Okay, square bill it is. Bada bing. Do we have a square bill ready to go? Yes, no? Got a jerkbait rod. Where the heck is my square bill set up? What the heck? Alright, well. I guess we're going with a little jerkbait rod. I'll put a 1.0 square bill on here. Y'all don't know what that is. It's the tiny little Strike King square bill. Even smaller than 1.5. And this is the rod that I usually throw it on, so we'll get ourselves that. And we'll throw it in this color. I think it's called I think it's Bully. I'm not sure, to be honest. Lay the glory shining on. Ooh, heaven is anywhere. You know, and in my mind, It's making sense that we have wind blowing against this dam. It is fall. The fish want to be chasing something. To really feel like the conditions are leading to not only fishing on the windy side, but fishing a moving bait. Could be wrong. Been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. And I say we put away my 2 pairs of scissors that I've been accumulating. All right, we're back. We're back with the square bill. We recording here? Yes, we are. All right, power pull up. Oh gosh, I'm not used to casting with this small of a rod. Gosh, not used to this at all. Also, it's like way too shallow to be fishing this. How shallow are we? Gosh, we're like 2 feet. It's got to be deeper right here. It's got to be. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't even know if any of this concrete's in the water. That's the problem. No, it's not. It's just reaching the edge of the water. I don't even know if there's riprap to one side of it or not. Usually the dam is a good, you know, foolproof plan. Okay, well. Square bill might not be for the win. We'll see. Zinger. How's my drag? It could be a little tighter. Gosh, we are running really shallow. Not exactly what I wanted here, folks. If I'm being honest. Oh, there we go. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. We got a fish of some kind on the square bill. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? It's a largemouth bass. Ding. Oh, hey, hey, chill, 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 chill. Okay, well, you want to flop away? You flop yourself, come on. All right. Oh, no. Stop it. Stop it. There we go. Little teeny guy right there, boys and girls. On the square bill. Okay, well. Wasn't the worst decision to throw that. It was not the worst decision. So we're gonna keep doing this. Oh, there's another one. There's another one. Let's go. Let's go. 2 in a row. 2 in a stinking row. We're gonna power pull down. They are not the size we want, and they're definitely not eating it the best. But they are fish. Oh, ow, you pooped all over my boat. I'm pretty sure you got some in my mouth too. Ah, you are nasty. Ah, stop it. You're gonna hook me too. Thank you. Ah, dang it. I gotta get water on this. Clean it off. Yuck. He pooped all over my boat. Ugh, yuck. Okay. Hey, we're catching fish. We're catching pescados. I'm gonna, again, clean off my screen. I'm gonna take this off. Doesn't get in the way of fishing, it just gets in the way of me looking at my GoPro. All right, restart this clip here. Yeehaw! Ride 'em, cowboy. That is 3 fish. Oh, gotta ding that one. Ding. Yeah.
Reel it nice and slow. It's what I like to see right there, boys and girls. 2 in a row. 2 in a row. I see some action out there. I don't know what I'm looking at on live scope, but I keep seeing something. Whatever they are, they don't want a piece of me. Okay, power pull up here. I'm gonna go ahead and flip my jig without a trailer, I'm now seeing. Oops. Yeah, I'll put a trailer on. I was gonna be lazy, but no laziness allowed in here. Not in my Minecraft server. All right, come on. Got ourselves the rage. Rage crawl. Feel the rage. Bada bing, bada boom. I'm also realizing this is the stealth fighter, not the cage fighter. Oops. Stealth fighter is significantly better for grass than the cage is, but we're not flipping grass, we're flipping a brush pile. So, oopsies. I got the wrong jig. He'll still work though. He'll still work. That was not the best flip I've done. Neither was that. Tyler, what are you doing? My brakes are a little, there we go, a little tight. That's better. See what I tell you about the stealth fighter not being the best for brush. I get stuck my first real flip in there. It is not a flipping jig, I'll tell you that much. It's a grass jig. Okay. I do see brush out here though. Wasting time. Back to the crankbait. 1.0. Little staple. Little staple for getting bites. It's important with a crankbait of this size to have a reel that can throw it well. Throw light lures, and the KVD reel is really good for that. The spool size is slightly smaller than average, and something Kevin designed in this braking system is better than, even though it's probably the same reel as you know, the tournament MP with a different look, it performs really well. And again, as always, with all the crazy demonetization stuff going around with hunting and such, I'm not demonetized yet. You know, they haven't come for fishing yet, but the best way you can support the channel is by either buying the merch, Infinite Outdoors, below, or just shopping for your tackle using those links in the video description. That helps me a ton. Every tackle link is an affiliate link, so you click that link and it brings you to either the Lose or Strike King websites where you can use code TRF for 15 or 10% off. TRF10 is the code. Or just click through the Tackle Warehouse links, and there's no discount there of Tackle Warehouse, but it links you to my account, and I make a cut of your cart. So doing that helps the channel a ton, helps me be able to continue to drive to the lake on a weekday and make videos for you guys, which I want to keep doing. Oh, had a bite. I gotta reel this thing a little slower. I gotta crawl this. You can see what I'm doing here, or what I've been doing this whole time on the concrete here is I'm paralleling. So I'm moving the boat almost even with where I'm casting. That way I'm having the bait in the strike zone for as long as possible. I see so many people out there that they fish out here and they're casting in, and you're wasting so much time. You can be way more efficient with your fishing if you parallel. If that, you know, works. When I'm fishing a frog against the cattails, I don't want to parallel because I'm missing all the little nooks and crannies I could be casting into. Bum 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 dum dum dum. So far, this has been a very success. I like, compared to my other uncuts. Very much success. Oh, there's one. Again, doesn't feel grande. He's not grande. He is, he's the smallest one yet. And buddy, you're just gonna flop off, okay? Can you do that for me? Nope, he can't. All right, we tried. He has the treble hook. Oh no, ow, gosh dang it. See, these small ones, man, these are the ones that are gonna hurt you. You're not gonna get hooked from a big bass usually. It's these small ones that shake uncontrollably and end up getting you hooked. Gotta watch out for them. Okay, there we go. Snow cone bass and a ding. So if let's say I was in a tournament pre-fishing situation, if I catch 3 bass like that back to back to back, I'm leaving that spot and I'm kind of writing off, maybe not writing off that pattern, but I'm writing off this spot for sure. Because usually bass that small don't hang with the ones you want. I feel like I just got a text. I did not. It was my phone telling me I need to ding that fish. But you know what? For the sake of this uncut, we're not tournament fishing. We're just trying to catch fish. And I'm also trying to get my fish counter up for the year to get to 1,000 fish. And right now I'm at My number was 717, but I know I've caught around 20 fish since I got back that I haven't put on here. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20 fish, and then 4 more today. 741. I've been fishing like 5 times without my fish counter and have not marked any of my fish. You'll have to believe me. 741 for the year. Hey yo. I'll probably get to 1,000. If I had to guess, I will. Uh-oh. Ah. Square bill got stuck. On some wood. Tried to slowly crank it to get it through, but I could not. Now, one thing I do like better about this stretch, I just realized we're sitting in 5 feet of water now instead of like 3, which means this is a little bit deeper. So it makes me feel better about there being better quality fish here. And it actually fishes, you know, more like a dam. More like it should. Yeah, as I was saying, if you're catching dinks and you want to find bigger fish, don't keep catching dinks. Get out of there. Save your time. Oh, I didn't. I dinged that last fish. I don't know if I did. I don't know. And the advantage of running an angler trip, which is the bullseye on my hat, is that you get all the weather and water data associated with it. And I fish so many bodies of water that if I go to a lake, you know, and then I come back 8 months later, oftentimes I have no clue where I caught the fish last time. And especially like specific little stretches of cattail or whatever, oftentimes fish will, you know, resident fish will live in those areas. And if I don't have those marked down, I have no clue where to start next time I come to a lake. So the app just helps me keep track of all my spots. You could mark waypoints on my graph, but I'd rather hop on my phone, to be honest. That's the kind of anglers we are nowadays. Way more phone savvy than electronic savvy. And it's not like I don't know how to use my electronics, but it takes way more time to bend down, mark a waypoint, save it with a certain icon than it does just to press a button on my hat. Oops. I want to see if I can catch a keeper on here, man. That's what I would like to do. Not a fish. Piece of grass. There's one. There's one. There's one. What do we got? What do we got? Feels slightly bigger. Feels slightly bigger. We also have a tiny rod. Not a very strong rod, but we definitely have a stronger fish. Definitely have a stronger fish. He's taking me on a journey here. Hey, you know what? He's not big, but he is a keeper. We're going to power pull down. Oh, there we go. Oh, and he's not hooked well. He's not hooked well. Yes, let's go. That right there, folks, ouch, is a keeper bass on the square bill. Got him right there in the corner of the mouth on the 1.0. And that's what we're talking about. Again, not hooked very well. Boat flipped him in, but beautiful. Thank you, my friend. Hey, this is going well. This is going well. We got some water on the screen. Okay, I'm liking this. Still though, if I'm thinking of a tournament scenario, this is still not a place I'm gonna go to try to win the deal. Maybe if I needed bites or something, I'd go here. Just slow rolling the crankbait. Got it done. I'm gonna go ahead and change the light. Well, yeah. I'm gonna change the lighting a little bit for you guys. There we go. Just to have a little better lighting here. My GoPro also needs to cool down a little bit. In this little wind cover, it gets too hot. We kind of got close to the dam here. That's all right. We'll parallel the heck out of it. We'll get real close to this mama. If you hear a little bit of wind, I apologize. Just had to let the camera cool off. Hero 4s are notoriously bad for overheating, but they're still the best audio GoPros ever had. I did recently buy the Hero 10, so we're gonna try that out, see how it performs. And one other thing that kind of alerted me that this area might be good is that I pull up and I see cranes or herons, whatever they are, lining the bank here, sitting on the bank, sitting on the pieces of wood in the water, which means that obviously they know there's something for them to eat here. And so if they're eating something, the bass are eating something. So that's usually how you know there's fish in your area. We figured out that they're not giant fish, but they are fish nonetheless. And we've got a third boat joining us out here on the water. I see them launching. And we're gonna fish this thing till the sun comes up because we're catching fish pretty consistently. Fishing the dam is a pattern, and any riprap is a pattern that I use all year round, but especially once it gets to winter time and those fish want to be in a little warmer water. Rock warms up really fast, so fish like to be around rock. So a jerk bait around riprap is key. Mr. Hank Cherry could tell you that. He won 2 Bassmaster Classics doing that. One of them in a summertime event, which is even crazier. My crankbait's running a little weird. Yeah, it's for sure running weird. Gotta fix that. Yeah, it's taking off that direction. So I'm pretty sure when you tune a crankbait, when it's going right, I want to turn it left, I think. Pretty sure, maybe? Let's test it out. Yeah, that's better. Ding. I feel like we had more wind, but it's just kind of died. Maybe we're around the corner, I don't know. Oh, I think I need to then add one more to my clicker. Maybe two more, to be honest. I don't know. Yeah, I've only caught 5 today, so one more. There we go. We've got a lot of bait. So if y'all can see my live scope, we've got a lot of bait out there in open water sitting on the bottom. So it's possible that's why there's fish here. Well, no, not possible. I know that's why. But the bait fish have not moved up yet. You think they'd be up on the bank, but they're not. They're still out deep. You're gonna have a lot of bass moving around them. It's possible they'll start schooling this afternoon. It's also been a little while without a fish. I don't like the theme of that. If I'm gonna fish for small fish, I want to catch more of them. Usually though, on riprap and dam areas, they have what do you call it? Little irregularities, maybe, that you can't quite see in them, and you can only find those by either graphing or by fishing on them a lot to find the hot spots. So my first time to a lake, I won't know the best places to go on the dam, especially here where there's no irregularities that I can see. It's just flat concrete. But I guarantee you, under the water, when that concrete, goes underwater and stops, maybe some slabs are longer than others, or some have been, cemented more, or sedented. What's the word where you mud, sedentary stuff? I don't know, whatever. Silted, that's the word I'm looking for. Areas might have been silted in more than others, so the areas that are cleaner have fish. You never really know that until you fish them. And again, that's why this is important. Either marking it on my hat or marking it on the graph to know which areas, if I'm going to try to be even more efficient next time or in a tournament, what areas to skip and which areas to fish harder. But we're going to fish all the way up to the actual dam up there I see with the spillway. And once we fish the spillway, we'll skedaddle, probably go fish some grass again, some pads. I'd like to do that for sure. Just for an uncut, it's too tempting to keep catching fish. This bird just keeps, brother, if you let me pass you, you can have the whole thing to yourself. It's a bird that keeps walking to escape me. Like, homie, if you just stop and let me pass you, I will wave nicely. Okay, now, you don't have to leave. Birds are dumb. Also, birds are not real. If you didn't know that, birds are fake. Birds are fake spies for the government. I believe that wholeheartedly. I've been fishing too fast. Slow down, Tyler. Slow down, buddy. You'll notice I might be a little dizzy this morning. It's because I didn't eat much. I had a donut and a singular kolache and a Red Bull. I'm a big breakfast guy, and I have not been having much breakfast lately, which is not right, not like me. We got some wind. Put the cover on for the wind. I want to catch just one more, please. Please. Can I have some more? He wants more. If y'all missed it, I did a community post story on my community tab where I posted a picture of some Seaguar line, some Smackdown braid, and some gold label leader. And I said, hey, if anybody can give me a good video idea, I'll give away this spools of line here, $50 value, and had some really good ideas. Oh, there's a fish. Hey-o. And have not picked the winner yet, but I will pick the winner here in a second. Not in a second, in a few hours once I get off the water. So I'm gonna do more giveaways like that. Make sure y'all are having your notifications on to not miss my community posts. Hey, you want to chill for a second and just let me unhook you? Oh my gosh. Like I said, these are the type that are gonna get you hooked. Cause you feel like they have no power, but they got just enough, baby, to get a hook in you. Okay, thank you, friend. Well, we got my wish for another fish. That rhymed. One thing I don't like about the Hero 4 that you can't really change is that I gotta clean out the lens all the time. Oh yeah. Ding that fish there and mark it on my clicker. You'll notice with this tiny square bill here, I'm not really setting the hook that hard. I'm more just kind of leaning into them and keeping them pinned. With a square bill, I'm rarely yanking on them. I talked about that in my video on hook sets, which you know what? I probably need to redo that video. It's about time that I do a video on hook sets again. But if you want to check that out, I'll leave it linked below if I can remember. Or just search on YouTube, Tyler's Reel Fishing Hook Set. I talk about the differences between Texas rig, jig, crankbait, top water, all the different kinds of hook sets and why it matters how you set the hook. Because it does matter. I think after this stretch here, I'm gonna hop back to that lily pad little area that I, what do you call it? Did not fish very hard in the morning or earlier when I caught that fish. I'm gonna rig up a little creature bait and fish it a lot slower. I do see a boat though, but I doubt they'll get there before I can. We'll see. It's just this next area up here is really high percentage. We've got a big corner of concrete, and especially with the wind, you know, which is not really blowing hard right here, but we do have some residual current from the wind pushing down here, and it could easily position these fish. Something just busted right here. Something big just busted right there. Wow. That was crazy. Always be alert. Bigger bass just busted real shallow, like really shallow. Pushed bait all the way up there. We're gonna go ahead and keep fishing this thing shallow. It's not that fish necessarily like living here on these retaining walls and such, but they offer an easy way for them to target their meals, because they can push stuff up against it, and bait fish, crawfish, bluegill have nowhere to go. That's why you'll often find, like in northern situations, even southern, you'll find you can flip for bass on retaining walls, which doesn't make any sense. Why are fish living there? Well, they live there because that's where they can ambush prey. Sometimes they want to hide behind a log and ambush. Sometimes they want to be out in the open, and when something swims by, they can pin it. Much like your school bully pins you against the lockers. That's what these bass are doing to little fish. They're pinning up against the lockers and taking their lunch money and their lives. I really wish, though, this was riprap and not flat concrete. There'd be a lot more fish, I think, if this was riprap. Those guys are getting a little close to my area. I'll come back to those pads later. I'll find different ones. One thing I do love, though, is how big my front deck is. Y'all, this FXR front deck is huge. It is absolutely huge. I love this boat. It is big and it is comfy. Got a padded front deck. Feel like I'm a king up here. A king who is getting text messages from my old hairdresser. I'm not sure why she's texting me this time of the day. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum, bum. Let's go ahead and turn this ISO back down to 200. Okay, this should be a fish right here. My calculations are correct. Right on the corner. Right where the wind's blowing. Nice and slow. Oh, well. It might have been fish, but it also might have just been grass. It's worthy of another cast for sure. Little erratic movement here. Huh. No fish. Maybe they're farther over here? Dang it. No, we cannot get stuck. There we go. I do have to do a video at some point on how to get unstuck from certain situations. Actually, I might do that. I got a camera guy, old Levi. My editor is coming down from Alaska, so we can knock that video out. Oh my gosh, Tyler. Oh, just make an overhand cast, you idiot. Keep on doing these fancy side casts. No. Bad. There we go. I kind of want to peek over the edge here, see what's down there. Oh, it's bright. Oh, I'm blinded by the lights. Oh, I can't see until I feel your touch. All right, there's nothing down there. There's a creek down there at some point. Come on. Get me one right here. It'd be a great thumbnail. Be a great thumbnail if I did. fishing for big bass by giant dam. Walmart challenge. Almost died. Cops called. That's the state of YouTube nowadays. You can only get views if you've called the cops, found 17 possible murder weapons, and it all happens in a Walmart parking lot. And every YouTuber, man, several times a year, they're almost dying. It's really impressive, honestly. I'm glad that I have a safer life than that. But on the real, when I see YouTubers say almost died, and I watch the video, because you know what? I'm intrigued. And they don't even come close to almost dying. Did they almost get hurt? Maybe. They might have almost got hurt, but almost died? Come on. Stop using your viewers for emotional trauma. Okay, no fish on either one of these points. That's funky. So we're gonna put the square bill down. I doubt we'll even pick it back up today because I don't see any more riprap. Ooh, double sneeze. Put it up, probably over here. And let's go find ourselves some grass to fish. Or something. We actually are gonna fish this little lily pad stretch here. Let me power pull down. The guy that I thought was fishing our area is actually a crappie angler, and he has not moved from his crappie brush pile in like 15 minutes. So we're good to fish this little area here. Like I said, gonna rig up just a standard little flippin' bait for this area. And also, I don't think we were shallow enough to power pull down. And just with how soft this bottom is, I'm not sure if flipping a jig is the best thing. So I'm gonna flip a creature bait. And actually, I'm just gonna put it on this rod, on my jig rod. The rod that I had the jig on. Not necessarily my jig rod. Hello everybody. All right, got this. Cut this jig off. Even though I just rigged the trailer on, that's okay. We're gonna grab ourselves our terminal tackle box. We're gonna get a 4/0 wide gap hook. Boom. We're gonna get a little, maybe 1/8 ounce weight. I like it. We're gonna get ourselves a creature bait. What creature bait do I want? I want a game hog. I'm choking on my line, a game hog. Game hog is one of my favorites. And I was gonna peg the weight, but you know what? I'll see if I can get by without pegging it. I like leaving the game hog unpegged if I can. All right, Palomar knot. One key with the Palomar is to make sure you're tying it slowly. Big, open, wide circle, never tightening it down until the very end. Once you get here, you wet it. Slowly pull both sides. You're inevitably going to have some kind of like twisted line at the end, so I really tight like that at the end, and then pull the main line, not the tag end, kind of like that, and it straightens out the line. Cut off me tag end and rig it up. Rig it up, rig it up, rig it up. We're good. Let's get ourselves camera positioned better. Okay. Oh, my belly was just making a noise. I know, friend, you're hungry. Hold on, folks. I gotta take this thing off. get our GoPro overheated. Boom. Just gonna cast around the old creature bait. Nice and slow. Hey, it's also good to hear that there's crappie piles out here, because I've got live scope and I love catching crappie. So I'm literally just gonna watch where all these crappie guys are and go fish they piles after they're done. Although they're probably using live minnows. It's something I don't use. Just turn down my trolling motor power a little bit. Also gonna bring out my buff from underneath my jacket as it's getting sunny. But I don't want to wear the Reaper buff because that's too hot. And it will be too hot for my jacket here in about half an hour. Man, my belly's making noises. I hear you, buddy. I have a granola bar for you. How goofy do I look? Not too goofy. I'm not going to do this too long because you can really eat up time by working a lily pad field with a Texas rig. I just think that if I had one bass here, there's probably more, and it's worth a few minutes to me. And if I don't get anything here, I'm gonna go to a... Honestly, I may just keep going to the stretch of reeds that I had right there, and I might flip a little bit, or I'll find a totally different stretch, and I'll flip a maybe an RTX jig or an actual punch rig, not sure which one, but I'll flip something, see if that can get any bites. But it's a tough time of the year when there should be bass moving shallow, but these cold fronts kind of get them in weird situations, weird funks. Well, all right. You could say that I haven't given it enough time, but I feel like I've given it enough to know what I need to know. And I don't think fish are loaded in here to any extent. So I'm gonna keep fishing just the high percentage holes and such, and then go find something else. Come on, get out of there. Yeah, not really feeling it. Yeah, we're getting out of here. Fishing's all about decision making, at least hardcore fishing is. And that's what we do on the channel here. I don't want to waste time doing stuff that's not productive. So we're gonna go ahead and put this thing down. Put down the crate bait. Just gonna get us trolling fast around this corner here while I get a punch rate. Need a punch bug. I need a punch bug that Guggen Baits violently ripped off. Thanks to Steve Parks, double crossing everybody. Their new punch deal is not even close to being their own design. And maybe the punch bug isn't even Strike King's own design. I don't know. Just seems very blatant to me. But hey, to each their own. Every soft plastic brand looks about the same, so who am I to talk? Alright. Punching, ready. 9-foot rod, ready. You may think that's overkill. I don't care. I gotta learn how to flip again, that's for sure. Gosh, Tyler. The release is what I gotta learn. There we go. Gosh. Ooh. Come on, get off of there. Yeah, not quite deep enough. Thought it was. At least it's better than the other. I guess actually y'all didn't know, but I went to another lake just down the road a few weeks ago. And there was so much grass like in the reeds that you couldn't even punch them, because even if it's deep enough, they weren't clean bottom. At least this here is clean bottom, but not very deep. I just like flipping, man. Makes me feel good inside. I like it even better when I catch something. Oh, there's the wind. It's crazy to me how the punch bug, it'll be weedless and then I'll nail a reed and I'll get snagged. Any flip bait, any jig. It's like perfectly fine, and then wham! It's not fine. Oh gosh, man. Get stuck. Get off of there. There we go. Gosh, why? Gosh, get off the tip of my rod. Come on. Get off of there. Y'all are probably like, Tyler, catch a dang fish, buddy. Trust me, I agree. I'm trying. It's just dirt shallow over here. I think what I need to do is go grab some points. I know I'd like to fish shallow all day, but I don't know if the fish are here yet. Come on, get off there, thank you. A few more flips. If there's a bass in that area, that's where he would have been right there. Okay, you know what? We're eliminating things. That's always good. That we caught fish somewhere, went and tried something else, didn't catch fish. That's all about fishing days, what they're all about. It's being able to eliminate stuff that's not working and go find productive stuff. So, obviously, this is not the deal. I'm gonna break this rod down here. Maybe not, I'll break it down later. It's a 9-foot rod, so it's got the, what do you call it? Okay, well, we'll do it later. No, I kinda wanna do it now. It's a 2-piece rod. You know what, if we decide to punch later, we'll keep it. But again, we'll put this one off to the side. Bada bing, bada boom. And I feel like we're gonna have to break out my crappie rod soon. I'm just being honest. I feel like that's a coming. We're gonna go though up the lake a little bit to the river, see what we can see. Okay, we have found ourselves a good spot. Oh, a bird is flying away. Great sign. Now I got the whole kitchen sink out, folks. Gotta get a drop shot rod out now with a purple worm. So, excuse me while I do that, and then also I'll get, I think I'll get a Carolina rig out. And I will do all this off camera because nobody wants to see that. It's boring. Like that, perfect. All right, that'll get us going there. We'll see y'all in a second. We are all rigged up. I got the drop shot, and I decided, you know what, because they're probably eating shad, I'm gonna throw the Baby Z2 little fluke on there. See if that can get a few fish to eat the drop shot. Maybe I'll have to switch to a worm, but thought that I would try this first. Just gonna cast it around this point until I find my waypoints. I basically just idled around these points here, marking brush piles, rock areas, and now I'm coming back to them. I line up my boat exactly with the waypoint and I cast to it. And I have live scope, so I can tell exactly where I'm casting, but I could do this even if I didn't. Like right now, a waypoint is 40 feet to my left. Cast right there, and I look at live scope, and there's a brush pile, and I'm landing pretty dang close to it. So it's possible to do without live scope. The timer had like 20 minutes on left, but I spent, 25 minutes idling, so I added 25 minutes to the timer. Give ourselves a little more time. I want to get you guys a few more fish here if I can. But that's kind of what this time of the year is. I start shallow. I was hoping I could continue shallow, for a little longer than the last video, but this lake does not give me that opportunity. The shallow stuff is really, really shallow. So we're gonna have to stick it out deep the rest of this video. And I consider myself an okay deep fisherman. I'm not amazing, I'm not Milliken or anything like that. But then again, those guys, they spend every day just fishing like for fun. They're not making any like instructionals with graphics or whatever, and so they can spend a lot more time behind their graphs figuring out how to work them, how to catch fish on live scope, and I just don't have that kind of liberty with the videos I make for you guys. I gotta catch fish, can't afford downtime, which is kind of why I don't catch a whole lot of giants. No fish on the first brush pile, even though it felt good down there. No hay pescados. Let's go find our next brush pile and just cast along up shallow till we do. I think I see it up there. Sometimes though I mark brush piles that don't end up being brush piles, they're just a bait ball. Because I'm stupid. Because I'm stupid sometimes. Like in this instance, I don't think there's a brush pile here. Or I had a waypoint. Pretty sure it was just a bait ball. And that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and switch off this, whatever XD this is, 6XD? Yeah. Take this, well, actually, how deep are we? I'll keep the 6 on. I want to crank all the way up to the next one. Ooh, line needs a little bit of lube on it. A little bit of wetness. There we go. We're going to go ahead and take this waypoint here and delete it because it is not anything. Oh, maybe it wasn't lube that it needed. Maybe I just need different settings. It's possible. This line is also very old, like 8 months since I've changed this line. You should, if you're actively fishing, you should be changing your line every, 3 to 4 months, maybe even quicker than that. See, I keep seeing fish down here, and that's why I think deep crankbait could work. Because fish are all around. Not even on any structure, they're just random. All right, we're getting up near our waypoint, so I will pick up the drop shot again and start casting around. Hope that I can intercept some of these bad boys. And I worked out yesterday for the first time in months, and I'm sore in every way. Oh, I hate this lighting. It's so bad. It's the worst. Direct sunlight. Ugh. Gag me with a spoon. There's just not a whole lot that gets me excited about fishing this time of year, to be honest. This is why you see me go to private lakes a lot in the late summer, because the fish there are just more dumb and plentiful. I say late summer, not summer. Summer, I go to Minnesota. And I'm fishing all public water there. The fish are just dumber. There's something. Oh, it's getting hot. It's getting hot out here, so take off all your clothes. I am getting so hot, I want to take my clothes off. There's definitely fish on a brush pile down here. Just don't know how I'm gonna get him to bite. Leave my drop shot in there and just shake it until some fish bites it. Come on, fish. I hate finishing out an uncut like this. Good thing is, average view duration for these cuts out at about 40 minutes, so people probably aren't watching at this point anyways. I'm glad I loaded y'all with fish catches in the front, because it gets tough. And to be honest, there's really nothing you can do. I do though want to see if any of these are crappie. Not bass. So let's check it out. Little jig and spoon. Whatever they are, they don't want the jig and spoon. They don't want the smoke. So let's go back to deep cranking. Get around this guy up here, and then fish our other waypoints. Which he might be sitting on one of them, I'm not sure. Oh, he's got a crappie, look at him. Yabba dabba doo, yabba dabba doo 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 doo. Doo 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 doo. Yeah, he's definitely on one of my brush piles. Definitely. Alright, we've worked our way up to a waypoint here that I marked 2 in a row. And when I mark 2 waypoints in a row, that's usually when I have like a long rock vein or a line of brush. And I definitely see a bunch of fish on the bottom. In between, not in between, but around these 2 waypoints that I marked. And I don't know what I'm dealing with. It could be white bass, it could be largemouth. Lots of things it could be. Oh, caught my back hooks. I wonder what I'm dealing with down here. Again, I don't know if it was rock or brush that I marked. It's kind of weird shaped stuff, to be honest. Drop shot. Slinging it out there for the boys. Oh, what's down there? What am I feeling? I just bumped against something down there. Come on. Tell me what you are. I would like to catch you, please. It's hot already. Yuck. I gotta take off this sweatshirt. It's hot. Just too lazy. And I don't want to lose any of my time in my challenge. Not like I really follow it anyways. Okay, there's a fish right there. Whatever the heck you're doing. Oh, hello. Something just pulled it down. Dang it. Something bit me. Something yanked my drop shot. See, I thought I marked like a rock slate, but I'm not seeing anything, to be honest. I'm not seeing brush piles. Besides a few things here. That was a horrible cast. A few things here and there. There's a fish on a piece of brush down there. All I want to do is catch a bass. That's all I want. How hard can it be? How hard can it be? I'm gonna try a different crappie bait because I just feel like some of these are crappie. And I'm not sure if they are. But I'm willing to check it out. Grab ourselves a little furry boy. Get rid of this jigging spoon. Untie the jigging spoon and tie on a little hair jig. Little yellow hair jig. Again, y'all, I want to catch bass. I really do. But if I see a brush pile that looks like it has some crappie on it, it's really hard for me to turn that down. Because when the bite's slow, you might as well catch something. Don't really want to, but sometimes you got to. All right. Little hair jig acquired. Time to get it wet. See if we can find these fish. Okay, the brush pile is right. It's so small, man. Where'd it go? What the junk? Where did it go? There it is. Of course, now the wind picks up as soon as I try to crappie fish. Okay, all the fish have moved off this pile. Ooh, and that looks like bass. Looks like bass down there. And they're bigger dots. Come on. What kind of gunk is this? Seriously. What's going on? I don't like this one bit. I want to catch a bass. I've got like 2 more waypoints, and after this I'll say scratch this and we will go find ourselves some shallow stuff to spin a bit around. There's lots of fish down there. There's lots of structure down there. Come on. Be nice to me. On the drop shot, on some brush piles. Oh, 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 oh. Fish is following me down. Fish is following me down. Come on. Nothing. Man. Frustrating. There's one. Yes, finally. Oh my gosh. A bass on a drop shot. That's not even a bass. That is not even a bass. That is a mega crappie, folks. Absolute tank of a crappie. And you know what? We're gonna keep this guy, because if that's a crappie, and I was marking crappie, not bass, we're about to have a heyday, folks. Oh man, we could have some lunch. I totally thought that was a bass. Those fish looked like bass, acted like bass, and a bit of bass lure. So much to my surprise, that's a crappie. I'm gonna cast down there once more. I gotta get closer to him. It was like a little rock drop off that I caught that fish on. And once again, like I said, it looked like a place a bass would live. And it was a crappie. Crappie do love them a drop shot too sometimes though. Gosh, I can't cast this thing. It's too light. You can't cast this thing. Come on, where are the rest of them at? There, we're falling on them. My lure's falling on them, I think. Or at least falling around one. The wind has shifted directions. The wind has started this way, now it's going this way. Odd. Not a big fan of wind direction shifts usually. feel dumb. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? I've like given up on the bass. Yeah. We're gonna keep that crappie in there just in case, but I don't want to bring home just one crappie. Going back to bass. Can't just give up that easily. This wind has totally changed directions. Totally. There's one. There we go. Be a bass. Be a bass. Don't be a crappie. Be a bass. It's a... Oh my gosh, that a massive crappie? I found another brush pile and flipped the drop shot in there. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? It's a absolutely massive crappie. Holy cow, folks. Wow. That one's giant. Look at that thing. That's an absolute pancake. All right, we are having a crappie dinner tonight. Yeehaw. Go ahead and fill these live wells with a little more water. Wow. All right, folks, the crappie will eat a baby Z2. They do not need a crappie jig, that's for sure. Heck yeah. Catches the giants. Wind is no longer a problem. Let's find that gosh dang brush pile again and make it happen. What I did mark, y'all can see this here. There's two waypoints that are going this way here. That's like a rock ledge, and you'll see that ledge right here with a few fish hanging off of it. That's what I caught one of the crappie off of, and then I caught one off a brush pile near that edge. But that edge is definitely a good area to target. Matter of fact, I still see fish there. I bet you it's an old road bed. It's probably what it is. I can't believe that those two on a drop shot were crappie, not bass. It's crazy. All right, where'd that brush pile go? Where'd she go? I think she's out here. Right there. I guess crappie are feeding on bait fish too, eh? Having a party together. A pizza party. Oh, here we go. Here comes one. Here comes one. Come on, buddy, eat it. Gosh! Oh my goodness. that thing annihilated. Okay. This side here is not a crappie. This is not a crappie. This is a catfish. Pretty dang sure this is a catfish. The way that it's running, it's gotta be. Yeah, I knew it. I knew that it was a catfish the second it started running. All right, come on, bring it in. Yuck. Nobody likes you. Nobody likes you, and now you got my drop shot leader all slimy. Yeah, you can make noises to me all you want. I think though it's a legal crappie. So we're gonna throw him in the live well because, crappie, that's a legal catfish. And I do like me a catfish every now and again. And you mix crappie and catfish together and you can't really tell them apart. Ow, you just pooped. Catfish are so distinct in the way that they run. It's kind of funny, honestly. Man, this is just a multi-species afternoon. Or not afternoon, morning. We're just catching the snot out of whatever. These brush piles have everything on them. Okay. Crappie slime or catfish slime, no thanks. It's funny how I knew right away. That is not a bass, not a crappie. I knew that was a catfish. All right, yeehaw. This is fun. Even though I was just feeling stupid about it a few minutes ago, I still want to catch bass. And I really believe one of these brush piles is gonna have a bass on it. Hey. That's our timer. That our 2.5 hours of fishing is up, but doesn't mean we're done. We're gonna go to the bank for about 15 minutes and see if we can land ourselves one more while I clean off some of this poopy doop. Now, when you're fishing a lily pad field, you know, what kind of stuff do you look for? Well, it's really just edges, holes, anything, you know, irregular. But sometimes fish are not even on anything specific. They're just in it. So you kind of got to work it as effectively as you can. It's definitely not like a, you know, pull up to a lily pad field and you see this. You know exactly where they are. It's usually not the case. Okay. Last ditch effort here, boys and girls. See if we can get ourselves a bass. Definitely frustrating. Not the biggest fan of how today went. You know, glad we caught fish, but and made it happen. Just wasn't the way that I wanted to. Wow, hello wind. It's blowing. It's blowing, it's gassing. Gee, holy cow. That's like 25 miles an hour. Let's go ahead and power pull down here. I'd like to fish this effectively, please. Gee. You can tell that the water temperature changed though, because a lot of these lily pads, half of them I'd say are dying. They're brown, they're getting holes in them. That's how you know that winter's coming or fall's coming. The grass starts to die. And eventually the pad bite will be no good because of all the decaying grass. You don't want to be around decaying grass. So all those shallow fish will move to the good looking grass. So focus your efforts in the fall and winter around that good looking grass. And honestly, all the way through the spring, the fish will want to be in the good stuff, the green stuff. In the summer in Texas, it's basically all green. Not a whole lot of dead grass in Texas in the summer. Muy frustrating. Just gonna throw a frog. Throw a frog for my last few casts. Oh no, there it is, okay. Dang it. I keep throwing it too far. That's almost my last cast. One more cast, last cast. Come on. Well, folks, let's go around the corner and get out of the wind to do our outro. We'll see you over there. Well, everybody, that's going to do it for another episode of Uncut. I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, I hope I can get you guys a few more fish and definitely a change of scenery in the next few videos and Uncut videos. But it's late summer here in Texas, early fall. The transition time is very weird, and I'm doing my best as a fisherman to try to figure it out. And then I also have to bring you guys along with the cameras and help you guys figure it out as well. And it is a hard process, so bear with me as we try to find these fish here in North Texas in the fall. If you are new here and you watch the whole thing, first off, major props to you. I really appreciate that. Drop a like down below. And of course, hit that subscribe button if you have not joined Team TRF yet. Like I said in the beginning of the video, we're trying to reach $50,000 of fundraising in this month alone. And so if you've watched the whole video, you're obviously a fan of the channel, please consider giving to that foundation down in the description below. And we'll see you guys on the next episode of TRF.